Raise your hand if you can do a round off, back handspring, back layout. Come on, somebody. Okay, let's do something a little simpler. A forward row. Good, good. Did you know the best way to do a forward row is to be able to stand up without putting your hands back down after you start the roll? Now, I know some of you are wondering, why am I starting my TEDx talk talking about gymnastic skills? Well, it's because it's completely aligned with my personal story. A story I never told the way I'm going to tell today. My name is Shawna Young, and I'm the daughter of Jack and Marilyn Hester. In 1988, my parents built Countryside Gymnastics in Fayetteville, North Carolina, by making the bold decision to incur $20,000 of credit card debt when the banks would not give them a loan unless they put our house and car up for collateral. Now, 40 years later, Countryside has impacted and served and supported thousands of young people and families in our community. This is my mom, my dad, my sister Jackie. This is our gym. And these are our incredible gymnasts. It was so important for my parents to be able to build a place where all children felt like they could learn the sport of gymnastics. When I think about my first example of community-based entrepreneurs, I think about my parents. They were also the parents of a gymnast, my sister Jackie. So they knew how to help other parents grow their child in the sport of gymnastics. My parents come from humble beginnings, Arkansas and Oklahoma. And so it's very important that children from all backgrounds, all parts of our community could do the sport of gymnastics. And money not be a reason why they couldn't do it. Growing up in a family business means that alongside your schoolwork, your extracurriculars, your household chores, business responsibilities are added. So for me and my sister, that meant long days and long nights. Our days were filled with going to the gym, working in the gym, coaching gymnastics, only to go home to cook dinner and clean the house so my parents get a little bit of rest before another long day in the gym. 6 days a week. And that became my life from middle school until I went off to college at Howard University. Little did I know, throughout all these experiences, I was learning how to be an entrepreneur without ever choosing to be one. To me, entrepreneurship was not easy at all, especially for Black entrepreneurs. It meant relentless dedication and passion for achieving your dreams in a system that wasn't built for you to be successful. I remember the long nights when my parents had to make the hard decisions between the family, the business, and the staff because there just was not enough money. So even though I left for college, not wanting to be an entrepreneur, watching my parents build our family's business really framed how I thought about who gets to be a founder. And that's the harder one I want to talk about today. Who builds what's next? Being the daughter of two successful Black entrepreneurs helped me build an entrepreneurial muscle that stayed with me throughout my entire career. From being a science teacher in North Carolina, Hillside High School, Sun Valley, with no money. So I decided to write grants so I could do projects and take my students on field trips to places they've never been before. To navigating the complex systems of MIT and Duke as an executive director, often the only woman of color, who was focused on creating spaces for young people to see themselves at places like MIT and Duke. To becoming a social entrepreneur who's co-founded multiple organizations who are community-based, from Honest Black Wealth Collective to Mosaic to Blueprint for Future Innovators, and now a CEO of Camelback Ventures, a nonprofit that gives early capital and community to entrepreneurs who are often not seen. I show up in the world as an entrepreneur now who believes, who knows I can build a future that's best for all of our communities. So when I think about the phrase, who builds next, what's next, it's so important that we center on those who we don't often see. That's so important. And so I'd like to talk about that. So many times I have to tell you, I love my job because it gives a chance to talk to incredible entrepreneurs whose faces just light up when they talk about their ventures. Some of them understand the journey they're about to go on when it comes to building a business, but many of them shift over the challenges and think about the time when their venture is fully successful, not fully thinking about the personal cost of building a business. Some incredible entrepreneurs have been able to break through this broken system and build anyway. Let's take Marie Van Britton Brown, a nurse from Queens, New York. She would come home late at night, often in a neighborhood that did not feel safe. So in 1969, she built and patented the first home alarm system alongside her husband, a way for you to be able to see who's at the door and get help quickly. Marie was not designing for riches or fame or for large exits. She was designing for the safety and dignity of working people like herself. For the first time in a generation, multiple systems that shape opportunity are being broken down, dismantled, and rebuilt all at once. Moments like this matter because it shapes who gets access to power. And if we don't open up the aperture of who builds what's next, the outcomes are predictable. We're not just risking inequity, we're engineering it at scale across all systems that impact our lives. But there's another incredible ecosystem being built by innovative community-based entrepreneurs who are building when our systems fail them. Let's take Victoria Lamar, the founder of Securing Degrees, a nonprofit that has supported and helped over 10,000 families by helping young people go to college debt-free. Victoria openly shares about coming from humble beginnings and knowing that in order to achieve her dream of going to college, she would have to apply for scholarships or get some kind of financial assistance. So in high school, she applied for lots of them and often faced rejection. But by the end of her high school career, she had secured over $3 million in scholarships and went to college debt-free. And then she developed Securing Degrees to do the same for other people just like herself. Or maybe Carmen Liddell, a former ER nurse who saw firsthand the inequities of our health system, from language barriers to complex paperwork. So he built Thriveling, a platform that allows you to speak out loud your information and fill out the form for you using AI. Wow. Just started last year. Now, Thriving has helped families secure over $1.5 million in much-needed resources. Right now, the future is being built in real time. The stakes are high, and the opportunity for exclusion are real. And if we don't open up the aperture and ensure that young people from all backgrounds and all generations have a chance to build, we know what's going to happen. When I think about my parents and what they were building, I realized that my parents were not building just for me and my sister. They were building for the legacy of their grandchildren. Abby, an incredible coach at Countryside Gymnastics. Travis, starting his career at Spectrum. Charity, a sophomore at my alma mater, majoring in biology, Howard University. And my daughter, Sophia, majoring right here at Howard University, economics. I remember telling my nieces, my nephew, and my daughter stories about their legacy. Legacy not just because of their parents, of their ancestors, but the legacy of their grandparents, who have now built one of the longest running Black-owned gymnastics businesses in the country. in the world. And because of them, they can be whoever they want to be. I'm not sure if they fully understood what I was saying when they were 8 or 9. I would put them in the car, like, you need to hear now. And they were like, right. Or even in high school. But I hope they understand now. Or the legacy of their great-granddaughter, Kamani, just starting her incredible life in this world. My heart was so warm when my niece Abby told me that this week, Kamani took her first gymnastics class at Countryside Gymnastics in Fayetteville, North Carolina, her great-grandparents' gym. Right. And my parents were also building for the legacy, the generation of the next Black entrepreneurs could walk into any room with their head held high, knowing that they belong because someone before them had made space for them. Right now, the future is being built in real time. The consequences of exclusion are real. But if we take this moment as an opportunity to be intentional about who we invest in, who we support, and who we empower to build, this time we can build differently because we have the power to ensure who builds what's next. We have the power to ensure that people from all backgrounds have the chance to build solutions for our future. We are the ones who decide who builds what's next because the future is not waiting on us. It's happening right now. Thank you for listening to that talk.